Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Kicking off the day with a special thanks to Mark and Frank for becoming my newest Patreon members. Thanks for your support, and for everybody that sends me support and donations. I have made a good assessment of the Red Barron. Man, from start to finish, it looks like I may be into that car. Whew, man, somewhere close to 7 G's, maybe a little more. So I'm going to update my wish list on the website. Anybody wants to chip in with wish list items, I appreciate it. I am here at the Albuquerque International Airport. They actually call this the aircraft viewing point, where you can come and watch airplanes take off and land. What you're looking at is west, and here is north, and here's a few airplanes sitting here where people can peek at them from this viewing point. And now you are facing east toward the mountains. Anyway, in this section of the video, I wanted to cover some recalls. Now, I want to do this weekly, notify you guys of recalls that are happening on multiple vehicles. This is, if you're an automobile enthusiast, this information probably interests you. I always encourage people, when they purchase a car, within 30 days, contact the manufacturer, register yourself as the owner of that vehicle so that you could be notified of recalls. And while you're there, ask them if there's recalls. There's a couple of websites where you can check for recalls, enter in your VIN, see if your VIN pops up a recall. In the United States, it's a requirement for automobiles to manufacturers to let you know if there's a problem with their vehicle and provide that recall information. All recalls, to my knowledge, are free repairs. Some of them are safety items, some of them are equipment concerns. So you definitely want to get the safety items taken care of, get the equipment. I mean, be the person that gets that stuff taken care of, usually for free. Now, most recalls have an expiration. So if you don't get it done within a certain time frame, it is no longer a free repair. It's a repair you get to pay for. Some of those are even safety items. So be diligent about registering your vehicle with the manufacturer, regardless of the age. You never know when a recall is going to come up. One of the things that concerned me the most, that I don't think was ever a recall, was Volvo had wiring harness in a lot of their cars in the late 80s, and in the late 90s and early 2000s, those wiring harnesses were burning down cars and homes. So that was a big safety thing that I don't know how they dodged a bullet on that. Anyway, let me go over some of these recent recalls. The ones I'm going to go over, I actually pulled and printed off of cars.com. I'll show a video clip of how you can pull those recalls and check the recalls there, and on the National Highway Transportation Department website. So go either place, go to the manufacturer, get your vehicle checked for recalls. Let's go over some of the current ones. There's a few good, reliable sources for finding out about recalls on your vehicle. You can go to this website, which is NHTSA.gov. This is the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. They are responsible for notifying the general public in the United States of America of recalls. And these are primarily vehicles that are sold in the U.S. but may affect vehicles that are not sold in the U.S. When you go here, you'll see a link that says recalls. You click on that link, and then you can enter your VIN number. When you enter your VIN, it will pop up and let you know if there's any recalls on your particular VIN number. See, there's also a couple of more links. There's a VIN link, a vehicle link, car seat, tires, equipment. So if you go vehicle, you could put in your make and model. It may tell you about recalls there. Another halfway decent source is on cars.com. Although they are not legally responsible for reporting recalls and stuff, they do help with that. If you go to cars.com, that's the web address there, you go over to service and repairs. At least this is how I do it. When I get to my auto service and repair page, I arrow down and I see this thing about recalls. So it's talking about certain recalls there, not in any particular order. So I put here recalls for your car. Once it gets to that page, you can enter your vehicle information. But if you just want to search about recalls in general, go down near the bottom of the page. It says read more recall alerts. So I click on that link. Then it takes me to this page. However, for some reason, the most recent one is not up top. This is December 15th. It's talking about November 16th. So I go down to the bottom of the page and I tell it to show me 20 per page instead of 10. And when I do that, it for some reason sorts the most recent one first. So there's a December 12th article, December 11th article, December 10th. So that's how I search for recalls about different vehicles. Of course, you can always contact your automotive manufacturer and request a list of recalls on your specific vehicle. You may even be able to go to their website. Like if you have a Ford, you can go to the Ford Motor Corporation website and find information about recalls there. Let's give that a shot. So I googled Ford.com. I come up here, click on the Ford car link. Unfortunately, they're more interested in selling you a car than trying to tell you about recalls. But let's click the owner's link. Roadside assistance, support. Man, nothing that just stands out about recalls. Let's hit the scheduled service. Now I want you to find the dealer. Still nothing out front about recalls. So it may be just better to contact them or use one of the other website sources I put about recalls. I just don't see anything about oh, here we go. Safety recalls down here in the fine print on the bottom of the page. Now we got disclosure, important information about Takata airbags. Man, if you still have a Takata airbag and you haven't gotten that thing replaced, you kind of have a death wish. Anyway, it's got a place to enter your VIN, hit search, find out the results about your recalls on your particular vehicle. The crazy thing is, when they decide to make some of these recalls, they don't immediately notify the owners of record. But they do use the, I think, registration with the Department of Motor Vehicles, people's DMVs, MVDs, whatever you want to call them in these different states, to find these owners. So if you get mail from your manufacturer, don't just throw it in the trash or throw it away. It could be a recall notification. Do understand and note that. Cars.com actually has a top 5 list. The top of that list has to do with Subaru and Scion vehicles, 165,500 vehicles. They have a valve spring problem. The valve spring can fracture, causing the car to stall, leading to engine repairs. Doesn't seem like a safety concern, definitely a equipment concern. vehicles on that recall was built between 2012 2014. So if you got one of those vehicles, or you know someone that does, have them get that checked out ASAP. See if they're on that recall list. Number 2 on that list is definitely a safety concern. Unfortunately, a lot of people's probably already experienced this. I've seen this on the news. 108,000 2018-2019 Honda Odysseys. They have problems with the sliding door latches not properly latching and popping open while you're driving. Left side and right side. You need to get your VIN in that recall list, or just contact the dealer. Find out if your Honda Odyssey is on that list. Get that fixed before somebody falls out of the vehicle and end up in the hospital. Tragic situation. Definitely safety concern. Another recall. Number 3 on their list, Acura SUVs, Honda minivans and SUVs. The Acura is a MDX, in Sport MDX hybrid, along with the Honda HRVs. These vehicles have an issue with air forming in the rear brake calipers, causing some issues with braking. So you want to get that checked. They'll bleed your brakes for free. Make sure your rear brakes are good on those vehicles. Number 4 on Cars.com's hit list is 44,300 BMW sedan wagons and SUVs. This includes mostly diesel vehicles, the 3 Series, 5 Series, 7 Series, the X3s, and the X5s. There's a problem with the EGR system that causes it to overheat, malfunction, could melt the intake manifold, could possibly start a fire. On December 17th, they will start notifying owners of this. If you got one of these vehicles, get in there quick and get your repair done before they run out of parts and stuff like that. Sometimes they run out of parts, then you got to wait months to get this stuff fixed. Sometime with, sometime without a loaner car. If you got a BMW, get that looked into. On the hit list, 21,100 Jeep Renegades. These are for 2017 to 2018. These vehicles, when stressed, high altitude, high ambient temperatures, stuff like that, have a problem with losing fuel pressure. Could leave you stranded somewhere, stall a vehicle out, be stuck trying to get the thing started. So they have a fix for that fuel pump assembly, maybe replace the whole fuel pump. So that's the top 5. Let's see some of these other honorable mentions, and I'm going to try to do this weekly so we don't have so many to cover. The most recent recall I could find is with the 2019 Honda Ridgeline, approximately 400 model year, 2019 Honda Pilot SUVs and Ridgeline pickup trucks. There's a problem with the trim on the passenger side of the car. If you get into an accident and that airbag deploys, the trim may get in the way of the airbag deploying. So, safety issue, you want to get that taken care of. They got some holes in the molding or in the pillar or something that's not the right size, letting that thing come off too easy. So get that checked out, Honda owners. By the way, that recall is already active. They will not start notifying owners till January 25th. So you might want to get a jump on it if you're a Honda owner watching this video. This next one is on 2019 Mercedes-Benz E450 coupes and several other of the Mercedes brand new vehicles. They figured out that when you fasten your seatbelt, sometimes it doesn't tell the safety system that the seatbelt is fastened, which will cause the seatbelt not to properly retract you into the seat if you get into an accident. You want these seatbelts to work right. If you got a 2019 Mercedes, get on Cars.com, check out this recall, punch your VIN in there, see if it matches, or just go and contact your nearest Mercedes dealer Ask them if your car is on that recall list. They will not start notifying people of this till January 25th, which means you got over a month of this hazard happening and you not being properly secure in your seatbelt if you get into an accident. Here is with the Alfa Romeo, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Giulia, Giulio or whatever. Anyway, 6,100 vehicles manufactured between 2017-2018. Sedans, 280 horsepower engines, all-wheel drive, kind of a sporty car. The brake fluid line may contain a coolant hose clamp, possibly causing the brake fluid to leak into the exhaust and increasing the risk of fire. Get that checked out. They will start notifying owners of this problem January 15th. Focuses from 2016 through 2018. Cars equipped with the 1.0 liter Ford Fox GTDI engine with the 6-speed transmission. The clutch may fracture, resulting in damage to the transmission assembly and possibly a transmission fluid leak that in the presence of an ignition source can increase the risk of fire. You know, I tell people transmission fluid is pretty flammable. Don't overlook those leaks. So if you got a Ford in that range, get your car checked out. One for the Volvo enthusiasts, the Volvo XC40. New vehicle, already on the recall list. I tell people, try to stay away from new models of these vehicles. Nonetheless, they need somebody to guinea pig them. There's 17,500 of these vehicles built between 2017 and 2019. It also affects a few of the other ones, XC60, XC90, SUVs, S90 sedans, a few other ones, these newer cars that Volvo putting out. The software installed in the vehicle connectivity module may have an error causing the telematics and the driver support system to function improperly. As a result, the GPS will not provide the location information to emergency personnel in the event of an emergency, which can inhibit emergency response in the event of a crash or injury. So basically, your emergency contact system that will automatically notify people of your crash location or something like that may not have you put in the right spot. They're driving around looking for you, can't find you. Get that fixed. They're going to start notifying people about that January 7th, and some people about the last recall January 7th on that Escort Ford Focus deal too. So it's just a software update. Let people know where you are if you roll over a cliff or something. 2018 Mercedes AMG C63s. I guess they got those in the U.S. A bunch of other cars affected. Over 104,000 cars combined, or about 104,000. The problem state that the passenger side airbag may not display correctly. If the passenger airbag is incorrectly displayed as on when it is not, the front seat passenger may be unaware that the airbag will not deploy in the event of a crash, increasing the risk of injury. So for some reason, this car can't tell if somebody's in that passenger seat or not, and if they need to have that airbag active. Get that fixed. Mercedes will start notifying people of that recall January 2nd. Now, I'm not sure if you can get your vehicle fixed before then. You may be able to. I don't know. That's something you have to talk to your dealer about. They haven't started notifying people. Doesn't mean they are not responsible for getting this fixed. Next one on the list, 2018 Toyota 4Runner. There's approximately 1,300 vehicles built between 2017 and 2019. The 4Runner SUVs has a TRD wheel package. The problem is the gross vehicle weight rating on the certification label may be incorrect, possibly resulting in the vehicle being overloaded and increasing the risk of a crash. So don't overload your vehicle. The fix set will notify owners and mail them a correct identification label for free. They're going to start letting people know about that December 24th. They got an 800 number and stuff that you could call in and all that kind of jazz. Visit their website, blah, blah, blah. Not a big deal, but you don't want to overload your vehicle. I probably do it all the time. 19 Porsche, well, here, correct me, I don't mind. Cayenne, 400 vehicles. Not a lot of people can afford these. 2019, the passenger side rear seat belt buckle may break under load, such as in the event of a crash, increasing the risk of injury. So you definitely want to get this seat belt deal fixed. You don't want to end up in the crash and the dang seat belt break and you go flying into the dash or windshield or airbag, whatever. Get that one fixed. Seat belt issue, man. I actually hoist engines out of cars with seat belts. Them things are strong. You don't want the buckle breaking on you. 2018 Kia Stringer, I guess it is, 16,000 vehicles built in 2018. The problem is the front wire harness located in the engine and passenger compartment may get damaged from contacting a burr on the left fender body panel, causing the wire harness to short circuit and increase the risk of fire, probably shorting stuff out as well. So if you got one of those Kias or know somebody that does, tell them to check their website, see if they're on that recall list. Lamborghini owners, 2014. Lamborghini Gallardo, maybe. 1,100 vehicles. Not a big count, but if you're a person that can afford these wonderful vehicles, from 2011 to 2014, the coupe convertibles, the coupes and the convertibles, the ECU, the engine control unit software, may erase trouble codes when you turn the ignition off, not storing those codes. Then it may not illuminate warning lamps, preventing the driver from being warned of safety system problems the next time they're driving the car. So a code may set off, you cut the car off, it forgets, you forget, you're driving around with an unsafe car. So get into the dealer, check, see if you're on that list. They're going to start notifying people of that as of yesterday, December 14th. Hopefully you get that fixed. Continue to drive a vehicle with a faulty system and no warning can increase the risk of crash or injury. The note in the recall. New 2019 Kia Fortes. Approximately 1,700 vehicles were sold with the LED headlights. The problem is the headlights are not properly aimed. They're aimed too low. Cause reduced driver visibility and increase the risk of a crash. You can't see far enough down the road. I got that problem with both of my cars right now. Trying to be careful not to aim them too high. They're aimed too low. You driving down the road 70 miles an hour and you can only see 50 yards down the road instead of 150 yards down the road. That could be a problem. You see something you don't like in the road, you jerk the wheel, try to swerve it, cause an accident, cause your car to flip over, all kind of stuff. So get those lights adjusted and aimed properly in those Kias. 2013. I guess there's still some of those on the road. 21,000 vehicles between 2010 and 2013. These cars, the problem, the dust can enter the vent line that provides fresh air to the carbon canister, restricting its airflow and possibly creating excessive negative pressure in the fuel tank, which may result in the fuel tank cracking, leaking fuel, and increasing the risk of fire. And of course, if you're leaking gas while you're driving, your fuel economy sucks. If you know somebody with a Suzuki between 2010 and 2013, have them get that checked out and fixed. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Recalls. Get them checked, get them fixed. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.